What's up, everybody? This is Karak with ACG, and welcome to a community discussion video. Today, we're going to do a little bit about God of War, or God of War 4, depending on what you call it, and of course, ask for your input in the comments so everybody can discuss it. Now, God of War has collected a steady number of high-profile, high-praise reviews from press, other developers, YouTubers, and I'm sure a number of people who haven't even played it yet, but have put their opinion out there, like a library of books that they've read by looking at the covers. It's interesting when you look back, and I find myself looking at two particular issues I was worried about going into God of War that maybe weren't such a big deal after all. The first is, of course, that camera change. Now, God of War was known as a hack and slash with a fairly distanced camera, formalizing the action mechanics with a wider viewpoint, and it allowed for players to have a full 360-degree awareness, aside from the occasional moments when the camera didn't work great or a particular section wasn't really kind to the player. Also remember that this was back in the days prior to every game being a friggin' first-person shooter. And of course, this isn't the first time. We've had many titles that have run that particular race, changing genre or viewpoint, if not complexity and gameplay depth as well. That hasn't actually worked out right for a lot, but others like God of War and perhaps Fallout 3 prior to it seem to have come through the other side, at least partially unscathed. It does have 3 different control schemes, just to make sure everyone who needs to use the quick turn function can use it, as well as the ability to stop the constant camera sway that infects the viewpoint every time Kratos breathes heavy, which is apparently all the time. While certainly not flawless, those additions, plus the tight rein on some elements of the gameplay, have mitigated the worry for the most part. And of course, that brings us to the second issue that I brought up prior to the game's release, and that's without a doubt the mechanic of a consistent mini-me partner in crime, Kratos' son. Using a one-button control schematic, it seemed questionable as far as game design decisions were going to go. It didn't seem like it could reflect the complexity of the normal Kratos moveset, or worse still, it would be the opposite and go that other route, which means it wouldn't be as impactful as possible, obviously making everyone wonder why it was there in the first place, other than a cheap humanizing effect for the main character. Instead, God of War added a small skill list and a fairly organic moveset to make Atreus appear that he was slowly gaining experience and battle prowess. This really allows for him to come to the forefront at times where he could have just been relegated to that third power in most games. You know the one I mean, the one you map to a button just because the game asks you to, but in the midst of battle you can't really remember what it does or let alone how to use it. It sort of sucks. But here, a lot of those problems seem to have gone to the wayside, and the way the game is designed seems to work quite well. But I've already had my piece when I said it during the review and here a little bit at the starting. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of the game? What has worked and hasn't worked for you? Is there something left out that you would have liked to have seen? How much have you played so far? What is your favorite element, or what element do you not like? Go ahead and put a comment down in the comment section. I'd love to hear what people think. And as always, we'll be covering what people discuss in the upcoming podcast next week. So that's it for me. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Make sure to check out Twitter or Patreon or Reddit. And as always, peace out and enjoy the rest of your week.